Good morning, beautiful people. Today's the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So today I wanted to talk about like doing what you want to do, right? And so I've spent a lot of my younger adult life like just doing things that were almost like expected of me. Like in high school, I found something I liked. I liked athletic training, and so the next step, the expectation was for me to go to college. So I went to college with under athletic training because that's what I thought I wanted to do. If you see me flossing in the middle of this, I know it's a little ghetto, but like, look. And so, yeah, like, however, a lot of my life, I just wanted to be a content creator, right? Ever since I was like 13 years old, when I just like found O2L, and like, I don't know, like even before that, like I loved theater, I loved acting, I loved movies, I loved just being on screen, I loved just being myself. A lot of people say your passion is just your trauma, right? And it's what you wanted to do because you felt like you couldn't when you were younger. And I think there may be some truth to that, in that maybe I felt like I couldn't be myself when I was younger. So in these spaces, I thought it would free me, right? It would free my ability to be myself. As I get older, I do find truth in that, but then there is still a part of me that's like, this is all I want to do. Like I know there's so many people that want to be entrepreneurs, doctors, everything and anything, right? But to me, when I looked at my life, I was like, there's nothing else. Like there could be nothing else. And I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but it's like there is nothing. I'm not specifically saying content creator, but it's like if you're like me, there's only one thing you want to do. And oftentimes it's the world telling you it's not realistic. It's find a backup plan, right? And it's just like, yeah, and a lot of us do it. Like me, like I create content while I still work, like, but it's still like, what else could y'all be wanting to do? Like, do you guys have multiple things you want to do? Like, not in a bad way or nothing, but it's like how could y'all want to do a lot of other things? I'm not saying you gotta be a one-trick pony or nothing, but I don't know if I admire the people that want to do a lot of things. But one thing about me, this is what I want to do. And I've just come on here I just wanted to come on here and tell you, do that one thing. Do the one thing that you know that you want to do, that everyone says is maybe not plausible, or you should find something else, or you should focus on something else. Do what you want to do, even if it's just one thing. Because again, if you're anything like me, there's nothing else you want to do besides that one thing. Legitimately. I wish I enjoyed like the 9 to 5, and I'm not saying I don't. I couldn't imagine me not doing what I want to do. Like, how do y'all do that with your own lives? Y'all could call me crazy, and the world could call me crazy for continuing to pursue what I want to do. But it's not even like a drive of like, oh, I want to be successful. It's like I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't do this. Like, I'm not saying it is my identity, but it is a large part of how I not receive joy, because joy comes from the salvation of the Lord. But it's like, dang, the Lord created me in this way, and I see that. I think for so long I tried to run away from this desire, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to do other things because everyone kept telling me this wasn't realistic, or they were painting this out to be something that isn't obtainable for the average human being. But the more and more and more I grow, and the more I do things that really fill my cup up and do things that like I want to do, the more I begin to see that this is what I want to do. Does that make sense? Am I speaking? Am I making sense? Like, the more I do what I want to do, the more I realize this is what I want to do. And so I seen it in my life. Like, I attempted to go to college for athletic training. I attempted to, do the ambitious route and become a lawyer, and like it was never what I wanted to do. It was always something that I felt like I should be doing. Like, okay, the world is telling me, and it wasn't literally like, oh, the world is telling me. It was like this subconscious, like, Fabiana, like, you need to go to do a 9-to-5, you need to become a doctor, a lawyer, like, you need to make good money, you need to have kids, you need to have a husband, you need to die, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I just forced myself to fit in that circle. I did. And it came with a sacrifice of knowing who I was. I think the longer, like, I'll say this, I consider myself to have been a late bloomer, right? I don't want to say sheltered as a kid, because I don't know if that's the correct word, but I was very innocent. I was pure. Like, I didn't know a lot, and so when I went to college, I was exposed to so many things, and I did so, like, it was just like and so, like, the more I attempted to just, I don't want to say even figure myself out, but figure myself out in the way of, like, fitting myself into this circle. Like, okay, Fabiana, like, this is what you need to do because this is the spaces you're in and this is what everyone else is doing. Like, let's figure out what we need to be doing in this capacity. Does that make sense? It's like, I wasn't trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but rather what I needed to do in the spaces that I found myself in. But I've been in this season of, if you follow me on TikTok, it's at Fabiana R, and TikTok is going away on Sunday, so I'm like transitioning between platforms. But I'm finding myself right now in my detachment era, my acceptance era, and my decentering men era. I find myself like catering to my needs now, catering to, okay, Fabiana, how does that make Fabiana feel? You know what I'm saying? Like, does Fabiana want to do this? Like, not nothing else. Like, does Fabiana want to do this? When I'm living my life in that perspective, again, I am seeing what I enjoy is this. And it's a tough pill to swallow, if that makes sense. Because it almost feels like you're Jonah. Like, Lord, am I Jonah? Was I running away from the life that you called me to live? I'm getting teary-eyed. Because it's like, you think denying God and denying your calling is a matter of saying to the Lord, Lord, I don't want to do this. Lord, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm just going to avoid that. Like, I'm going to avoid it. But sometimes avoiding the calling on your life is avoiding the desires that the Lord put on your heart. Sometimes avoiding your calling is not living the life you are meant to live. If you are attempting to be someone else that you are not made to be, you are running away from the calling. I hope y'all can see me and I hope y'all hearing me. I hope y'all hearing me. Like, and it's not even hearing me. It's like, dang, like, have I been listening to myself? But I have not. I have not listened to myself, nor have I listened to God. Y'all, like, I used to be in a cult. I used to be a Hebrew Israelite. I used to be a cult. So I thought the law of Moses, we started to follow the law of Moses over Jesus Christ. They basically are antichrist because they denied they believe that Jesus is the Son of God, but he is not God. And then they also believe that he died on the cross, but we still have to follow the law. I'm sorry, I know y'all a little crooked too. I'm gonna get me a tripod one day, but this foolishness. And so, as I begin to peel out of that, right? Peel out the messaging and the rhetoric. I think so many of us are deceived in that when we become Christian, or if we were exposed to a religious background, we have to act like XYZ to become a good Christian. To be a good Christian. I seen this video today. And it basically said, and I didn't see the video, I seen the title. And the title was like, if you have to ask God if he's the one, he is not the one. That's not to say if you got a feeling that, like, oh, wait, he might be the one. That's not to say, like, oh, if you got a question that, then he not the one. No. It's like, oh, is he the one? Like, oh, maybe I should get to know him. Like, that's not the one. Like, we often are like the backseat drivers of our own life, absorbing the rhetoric and the messaging of other people, other people's traumas, other people's failures and stories. This is our first time living. So live that how you want to live. You know what I'm saying? He drove so past by me. I was going to let him cut too. I didn't know he was trying to park. So I wasn't trying to be kind of like a PPA or nothing. But I thought he was trying to cut me. That's what I was like. But he ended up just wanting to park. Anyways. But I was going to let him cut me if he did that. Cool. I don't know what to drink, y'all. But I needed a coffee today. I did. Oh, the chai is so good here.
Welcome to Coffee. Coffee is going to get served for you.
Hi, could I just get a small chai latte, iced with oat milk, please?
Small iced chai with oat milk?
Yep. And then do you guys have like banana nut bread or anything like that?
We do. It's a banana chocolate.
Yeah. Can I get that?
Yeah.
And that's it. Yes, please. And that's it.
All right. We'll see you up here.
All right. Bye. But yeah, guys. I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, that's the tea on that. And that's just how I feel. Live your motherfucking life because God made you who you are for a reason. And he put those desires in your heart because he wants you to fulfill them. In Jesus' name.